Today we celebrate the third Sunday of Advent, otherwise known as Gaudete Sunday. Gaudete, a Latin word meaning rejoice, calling on us to rejoice. Rejoice Sunday. We're called to rejoice. We're called to be joyful. We're called to celebrate. We symbolically rejoice. We're symbolically joyful. We symbolically celebrate today, this third Sunday of Advent, by lighting the third candle on our Advent wreath. And note that the third candle on this Advent wreath is a different color from all of the other three candles on our Advent wreath. And we symbolically rejoice today with our choice of vestment colors. And note that this third candle on the Advent wreath and this vestment color, I think they're about the same color, maybe slightly shades different. Some say that the color today is pink. Officially, the church tells us today that the color is rose. Some may ask, pink, rose, what's the difference? Aren't they the same color? For many people, and myself included, my eyes can tell little, if any, difference between pink and rose. I recently seen a comic that featured a priest wearing rose vestments, and two altar boys were standing behind him, and they were debating on the color. And the one altar boy said to the other, "Well, Jesus rose from the dead. He did not pink from the dead." I personally like to call the color of the day rosé, just by the mere fact that it fancies things up a bit. It sounds in some ways to me more festive than to just say rose. You know, we can debate about the color all we want. It is pink. No, it is rose. And we can light this odd ball candle on our Advent wreath and do many other actions to symbolically celebrate this third Gaudete Sunday of Advent. All we want. If all that we do is symbolically celebrate, symbolically rejoice, if we're only symbolically joyful, I think we miss the point. As a matter of fact, I think if it's only symbolic, our celebrating, our rejoicing, and our joy, I think, is artificial. It is not real. We're simply just going through the motions. We're called to be more than symbolic. We're called to literally celebrate. We're called to literally rejoice. We're called to literally be joyful. For it's when we are literally celebrating and rejoicing and are joyful that we're more than just going through the motions, but we're really doing it. And our hearts and our lives get touched and impacted and changed. They say the idea of real joy and real rejoicing is a good step in evangelization. But why are we to celebrate? Why are we to rejoice? Why are we to be joyful? The answer to our why is simple. The Lord is coming. And when the Lord comes, the Lord promises to restore what is broken into wholeness, to bring life out of death. As Isaiah gives us the message of hope in our scriptures today, he tells us that those who are in need are going to have their needs met. Those whose hearts are broken are going to have their hearts healed. Those who are held in captivity in prison are going to be set free. In those areas where life may seem lifeless, new life is to spring forth. This is good news. This is why we're called to rejoice, celebrate, and be joyful. The Lord is coming. This is what we are to prepare for. In our scriptures today, John is baptizing and drawing attention to himself. And the people are trying to figure out who John the Baptist is. They ask if he is the Christ. They ask if he's Elijah or a prophet. And John says that he is none of these. We hear that he comes to give witness to the light. We hear that he is preparing the way. In some ways, John is like a warm-up band at a concert. Typically, when you go to a concert, you have your featured band or musical group that is to perform. And everyone comes to the concert to see the main attraction band. But oftentimes at a concert, before the main band will perform, a warm-up band performs. And they are not the featured band, and they know it. They know that most of the people at the concert have not come to see them or to see them perform, but they perform anyhow. The role of the warm-up band may not be the main attraction, yet they have an important role. Their role is to build the excitement, the enthusiasm for the featured band to perform. This is what John the Baptist did. He knew he was not the Christ, but he knew he was called to build the excitement for Christ to come. as we await the Lord's coming, we are called to be like John. We may not be the Christ, but we are called to build the excitement for Christ to come. We do this by our rejoicing and our celebrating that the Lord is coming. We do this in the way that we care for one another. As we are nourished by the body and blood of Christ today, as the Lord enters into our lives, as we await the Lord's return, may we too be like John. May we be like that warm-up band at the concert, building the excitement for the Lord to come.